is she getting a lot of girls in the comics? I'm curious, for our viewership.
Why should that matter? Just her bringing anybody into comics at all. That should be the bottom line.
No.
Why does it need to be girls?
I'd like to see more because I think having more female readers is important.
Yeah,
and,
I think that's
someone like
too.
her should be able to bring more female readers in. Just to show
just
that
she's a woman? Why can't the guy do that?
Because she is showing that you don't have to be nerdy or anything to be a fangirl. She can be cute and be out there. We've had this discussion in the past about how, and I think even Variant Girl has mentioned it even on her channel, on her blog. A lot of fangirls kind of hiding. They don't want to be upfront about it because they don't want to be looked at in a certain way. They don't want to be looked down upon. Let's face it, fanboys aren't necessarily the most friendly and accommodating when it comes to girls. So
I saw plenty of people on DC's DC Source site when DC posted this picture up during San Diego, and everyone was like, "Why the fuck is Barry Butler on my comic book? Why is she on this? Why is she on that?" So she's getting criticism from fanboys too.
So I guess there. Well, I'm just trying to figure out when you market that sort of thing, who are you trying to attract? Are you trying?
I think you're reading too much into it. I just think that it's a cool, funny thing that makes sense in the Booster Gold comic, and that's pretty much it. I don't know.
No. I'm not criticizing it. I'm just trying to get into the head of the marketing here. I'm trying to get into the head of the consumer. Who is this geared for? Who is more likely to buy it? I'm just trying to figure that out.
People who buy Booster Gold, that's who's geared towards.
Yeah, but you also want to get more people to read Booster Gold, though.
Well, you want to get people to read every comic. You're just making broad generalizations now about stuff.
No, I'm saying you put her on the cover of Booster Gold because you want as many people as you can to buy this book.
I don't see it that way. I just think that it's a funny cover, and like I said, it makes sense in the Booster Gold universe, and that's that.
Okay, well, yeah. I don't always think it's that simplistic. The reason you put what you say is the face of the fangirl on the cover of a comic book, you don't say it's just a joke. You say or as just as a gimmick. It's the purpose behind it is to attract more people to read the book. Who are you trying to attract to read the book, if not only the people who already read Booster Gold? See? I'm just throwing that question out there. I'm not criticizing it. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying, who are you trying to attract? Because it's obvious when you take a pretty girl, you put her on the cover of a comic book, you're trying to attract somebody.
Why does it have to be about that?
Because it's
just
marketing.
It's a girl.
It's market.
That's pretty much what you're bringing. If this was like Brad Pitt on here.
Yeah, you'd have more girls picking up the book. Why do you think Brad Pitt appears on every friggin' cover of People magazine and all those other things? Because you're trying to get people to buy that book. It's pure and simple. I'm not trying to make any sort of sexist observation, but it's
that's
the
what
reality.
you're kind of coming off as. Seriously.
Oh, come on. Really? Oh, am I being sexist by saying that boys will want to pick up a comic book with a pretty girl on the cover? That's sexist?
Well, not just that.
And then saying that this is a really obvious strategy that they're using right now? Even though, yes, you've already said it works, it makes sense as a gimmick within the Booster Gold universe. It works, but it's done for a purpose. What is that purpose?
I don't know. I don't work at DC editorial, so I have no fucking idea what the purpose was.
Well, I think the purpose is obvious, but if I say it, I get accused of things. All right. Anything else you want to yell at me about?
Not this week.
In any case, let's say we end this here. There are a couple things, of course. The Comic Culture Warrior blog is up and running. I'm really enjoying Anime Saturdays. Yeah, I'm gonna make a confession here, and this is gonna irk you even more. Seeing that Cowboy Bebop opening on our blog, that's the first I'd ever seen anything of Cowboy Bebop.
Wow.
Sorry. It's true. And it was pretty cool. That was a really cool open. I was like
That show is awesome. It's
a lot
only
of
been
fun.
around for like 10 years, but
Yeah.
you know.
So if you're not checking out the blog, you're missing out on stuff, and even I'm getting something from it too.
Yeah,
so.
stuff will. I was sick again this week, so I kind of phoned in the last couple of posts. I was supposed to get around to reviewing Green Lantern, Blackest Night, and Ultimate Spider-Man, but I had a manga review I had to write for a Variant Girl, and that took up like a few days. I mean, I had a head cold, and I mean, it was like 9 degrees outside on top of that, and I was just, when I'm sick, I just can't think straight. So that Ultimates thing, I got out just before I got hit hard, and then I just kind of fallen into rest. So everything that I said I was going to review on the blog, I made a point to review on here, so I wouldn't be going back on my word.
And check out Variant Girl's page, because actually Mr. Melendez here did write a very stirring review.
Yeah, I'll post a link to that review whenever she gets it up.
It's really good. It's really good. And they've been doing some fun stuff over there on Variant Girl's page. So it's good stuff. Beyond that, of course, please check out my new site, the Geek to Me blog on Chicago Now /blog/Geek to Me. And be sure to check out AroundComics.com and WordBalloon.com.
When's the Suntress interview going up?
That should be going up. It should be up by the time all this airs.
Oh.
So by the time you guys see all this,
have to check that out.
Check it out, and let me know if was I too hard or too easy on Bendis. I don't know. In either case, I'm prepared to get a lot of crap. And then by the time this airs too, Ash Shaves Obama should be out at
and
your
probably
local
sold out and going into fourth printing.
And one last thing. Chromium covers for the Ultimate books.
Yeah, bitch.
I'm looking at one right now, and my question to the Marvel folks is, what was the point? What was the point? I don't get it. You know.
Yeah, it was one of 4 covers.
That was supposed to be doing Chromium covers right. That's doing Chromium covers
sense.
right.
Actually, it takes it back. It was one of 3 covers. There was the regular Ultimate Avengers, and then there was the Ultimate Avengers variant. Then there was a Chromium variant. The Ultimate Spider-Man one. There was 4 covers. There was the regular one, and then there was 3 variants, and one of them was the Chromium one. Yeah, how is that doing Chromium covers right?
Yeah,
it's just another cover. It's fucking ridiculous.
It is.
It's a fucking joke. It's terrible.
Guys, again, if we buy it, they'll sell it. It's just pure and simple.
Yeah.
All right. So thanks for bearing with us, folks, and thank you again for your constant support, for watching the show, for your comments, your views. Yes?
One other thing I want to say is that I want to thank all you guys for your responses on the blog and the comments you make, especially on the last 2 questions of the week. That I put up, like the one that I put on 2 weeks ago was like I wanted people to
the first comic book that they read, and then the first one they bought. First comic that they bought. And
a lot of awesome stories on there. And thank you guys for sharing that stuff. And yeah, hopefully I'll have more insightful questions up. But I really appreciate you guys leaving the comments that you do, and all the hits that we get on the blog and so on and so forth. So thank you very much for all that. You're making it really fun to do it. So.
Invincible Iron Fist. Iron Fist was the first comic book that I actually read as a kid. It was, I don't even remember the issue number. I was trying to find it online. It's the one where he fights that giant robot in Central Park, and he has to focus his chi, and there's this big splash page where he puts his hand through the head of the robot, and all these gears and stuff go flying everywhere. I've been looking for that comic book for years, for decades even, just to have it in my hand again. And then that was one of the first ones I read.
I cannot remember the cover of it.
I remember the cover. The cover also has I forgot what the name of it was Beware the something, and the robot is like slapping him.
There's websites that have.
Trust me, I've been looking, and I'll keep looking.
I'll send you some. I'll send you a couple of links because there's websites that
have
like
all the covers.
All covers.
But I want to find that issue, and that's like one of the first I actually remember reading. One of the first books I bought was Captain America's Bicentennial Battles, the great big treasury size by Jack Kirby. That book actually inspired me to do some of the stuff I do today for a living. So that's actually a really...
So that's who we can blame.
That's who you can blame. All right. Thanks, folks, and we'll see you next time. Bye.